Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the Weather and Lifestyle News Show. And hello to Miss Karen. Karen, earthquake in around San Francisco, 5.2, I believe, is what it was said to be. Lower than I thought. So, I was close, but no cookies for Ellie. Wasn't high enough. I was expecting up around Eureka and Crescent City, so I was off. And everybody was saying LA to get a big one, but that's only fives. They grow from there. So we'll have to see if it goes north or if it goes south and see what we get. A lot of people really don't really care about the Daryl Brooks trial, but I'm watching it, and it looks like I might have to do a crime show on it. They went into jury instructions and into now they're doing closing arguments, and um, I'll read a little bit on it towards the end of the show. But it looks like I'm going to go ahead and do a crime show on it this week. So, and because I know so much about how trials should be run, and this is I can't say it's a circus because of the court. It's a circus because of the gentleman that ran over all them people, and he just don't want to face the consequences. All right, so weather. We did get a lot of rain, no storms. We did get some thunder and lightning, and um, I went from my Scotties being scared to death of the storms to the dog I have now that when she hears the thunder runs out to see what it is. Um, okay, no, you don't get struck by lightning. Uh, but dogs react differently to storms. Some are scared and some are brave. Mine wants to go see what's going on. Uh, Karen, have you been watching it? Have you been watching that trial? Um, oh boy, I don't. I watch Law and Crime or Crime and Law, um, and they don't show the graphic stuff. And uh, I normally like to look at all of it, so I'm gonna spend a day or two and go over and refresh my memory of everything that's happened in that courtroom. It's important because this was Christmas, and this guy drove through the parade and ran people over, and some of the pictures I've seen is just heartbreaking. And on closing arguments well, heck, I might as well just finish up with it and I'll have to do it later. On closing arguments, they did show the video of the people being run over, and you could hear weeping in the gallery from the family members. Okay, so let's get on with the weather. I got a lot of rain, and it soaked in, and my ground is still wet. So we got a good soaking rain. We still have more tonight. So with that, we'll throw it over to our beautiful weather lady, Miss Davis. And I loved how they set it up yesterday with her just standing there. So here we go. We will get Miss Davis going.
Well, here's a look at your national forecast for this Tuesday, starting with the Northeast. You do have a little bit of rain in the forecast, but watch out for that fog, especially this morning in some areas. It will be pretty thick, means visibility will be low. Now, through the Midwest, you have some rain. This is associated with a cold front. Not so much severe weather. We'll save that down for the South. Tennessee, Mississippi Valley, you are in the severe weather zone for today. Now, Pacific Northwest, that rain train keeps coming in, rain along the coast. We have snow inland down through the Rockies, but down to the southwest, you're doing just fine. Now, on Wednesday, that snow will expand through the Rockies, still looking at unsettled weather along the coast. To the south, though, you dry out. Temperatures warm up some, so really looking good for the middle of your week, as well as the northern plains and the Midwest. A-okay, you dry out. Temperatures for the most part will be in the 60s, but there's all that rain for the Northeast. So you were looking at widespread showers through the Northeast for you Wednesday, with temperatures, though, pretty mild.
So let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Is it going to go all the way across the states? Karen, you think you're going to see some snow? You better get that snow shovel out and the salt. Get you some rock salt. Rain. You say rain. You don't want the snow yet. Well, I don't want snow just yet. All right, so we're going to move on with the weather. They have a multi areas in the Atlantic being tracked for possible development of tropical storms, maybe even turning into a hurricane. Now, it looks like it's basically going towards the northern part of the states. Um, yeah,
We continue to watch.
let me get this all set up for you guys. And here we go. Now you can see where it's at. And hopefully it'll just go out to sea. We definitely don't. After Ian, I think everybody's had enough hurricane for this season. But usually there's multiple hurricanes. So here we go. Um,
The Atlantic, we have a few areas that we're keeping an eye on. We'll start with Invest 94L right now, which is just to the south of Bermuda. This is in warm waters right now and could likely become tropical depression by later today. You can see spaghetti models are taking it close to the east coast of the United States around the New England area by later this week, where it will enter some cooler water. Conditions will be less favorable, but could make for some rainfall late this weekend into this weekend. Now, two other areas we're also keeping our eye on. Hurricane season is close to being over, but not quite yet, so we still have to stay vigilant.
See, almost over. It's almost over. And I'm thinking, Ian, it was enough. Um, and of course, the earthquake that rattled California, a 5.1 magnitude. Um, Aftershocks, they say, is definitely going to be um, definitely. And they say there's a small chance of larger aftershocks. Now that's the first time I have heard of them going larger. It may have, but I don't think so. It was in 12 miles from San Diego. San Francisco and the fire department media, no damage is reported at this time. And um, I haven't seen nothing on anything on a tsunami. But you know, everybody runs to the coast in California to take a look to see the tsunami come in. I don't, I believe me, folks, I don't understand that one, but they do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up the earthquake map for you guys so you could see what is going on. And all right, let me put this up. All right, so it's kind of small. Um, all right, this was Seven Trees, California, that actually got it. And it was a 5.1. I seen 5.2 earlier, but if it's going to a lower, that's okay. Then they had one of 2.9. Um, um, And welcome back, Sean Burns. Welcome back. Um, you okay? I was going to say if you're on Facebook, I'd have everybody say hello, but everybody say hello anyway to Sean, and welcome back. Now, the recent one that we have seen is in Hawaii, Nahalehu, Hawaii at 2.7. That's a new one. And I know you guys are probably wondering about this one over here in Independence, Virginia, had a 2.6 earthquake. And of course, over towards La Luz, New Mexico had one. And Western Texas, a 2.6. Now, further down, California on the fault line, Borrego Springs, a 2.5. And then one just above it. Let's see if I can get it. Oh. Calamasa, California, 2.7. You know, folks, I lived in California for a very long time. And some of these cities I've never heard of before. And that's odd, you know. Usually if I could see where it's at, I could tell you what it's around. But these are places in California that's never been hit with earthquakes, which tells a lot of what's going on in California. That it's alive, it's moving. And so another big one, we've seen a 6.4, in Dolores, Philippines. So that's the big one for the day. And they really not talking about it. They threw California out there for the 5.2, but you know what about the Philippines with the 6.4? Let me see what the this was 14, yeah, 14 kilometers deep. They definitely felt this in the Bay Area. Now, over here in the Philippines, let's see. It was about the same. How weird. It was the same in depth as California. And, you know, as we learned from Dutch sense, you go over from one to the other. Now, just below the one, we have Mindanao, Philippines, a 5.1. Um, so these are good size earthquakes. Now, very quiet in Alaska. Salmon, Alaska only got just one with a 3.1. Now, down around Fiji and Tonga, we had a 4.6, and then another one of 4.8. Now, over to the islands of Puerto Rico, a 3.1. It's very quiet today, folks. With the two big ones, you would expect a ration of a bunch of them. Um, so uh, this is Boca de Luma, Dominican Republic, a 3.8. Now we had one up on the Ray Cachanes Ridge, a 4.6. Um, so what does all this mean? Well, to me, now look at down here on the bird's head, 6.3 on the Sandwich Islands. Where was the news on this today? And you know, I missed this until I raised my. I did not see this. It must have been recently. And then they had a 4.9. So we have 6.3, the Sandwich Islands. And remember, I talked about the triangles that I keep seeing. Um, Here we go with almost like a triangle of where we see a 6.4 in the Philippines, and then lo and behold, we had a 5.2 in California. Um, and then up around Iceland, you know, I'm going to count that one a 4.6 as being straight across. So something's in movement and something just, um, maybe it was, nope. It said one just happened. Let me see. I don't see nothing. Ah, it said one just hit. It may be, and the only one I'm showing is in Hawaii. So maybe Nahulehu was hit again. So I don't want to spend too much time. So there was quite a few earthquakes, and they're big ones. These are sixes. Now, will California see a bigger one? I'm not sure. I expected one up a little bit further, but now that I see two sixes that happened, we could be. I might be right, and we might see something stronger up around Alaska. So let me make sure I got all these. Um, all right, I think I do have them all. So earthquakes. Oh, we're going to have to keep an eye on this next 24 hours. Now, I have to really give this guy um, a salute. He is the groundskeeper at the White House. He's been there for 50 years on the job, folks. And he says the jobs come in all shapes and sizes. Uh, and he says he enjoys it. His name is Dale Haney. He's the chief White House groundskeeper. And he is celebrating 50 years. Now, um, I just have to say that, you know, I get sources from all over, and a few of them are at the White House. That's about all I can say. So hats off to you, Mr. Dale, and we're so very proud that you stuck with the White House for 50 years. So I don't want to get too far into that. All right, let me see. Um, Photos. You remember those? Where's Susan? Is Susan in here? And I'm going to go ahead and throw some of Sean's messages up. Is that all you said? Uh, yeah, I think so. Anyway, um, so it's good to have you. And so yesterday we had the one about the ant. Well, lo and behold, I like how Fox News carries stuff on. You know, like with the pet peeves of the people on the airplanes. Well, I think they got a bug thing happening now because now they've got um, 23 amazing pictures. Uh, it's a microscopy competition. And, I showed you guys some of them yesterday, and we were all getting like, ooh, bugs. Well, guess what? I'm going to show you the bugs again. Um, so this one here, this is a jumping spider, um, and it was captured by Dr. Andrew Posselt. So let's keep going. Now, this one here um, this is an adult mouse heart. Okay. And this one here is a butterfly egg captured by, oh boy, Yi Fei Zhang of Zhangyin, Zhangmizu, China. Oh boy. Um, and here we go. I'm Alaskan sand. This is captured by Zipei Zhang of China. And this one here, oh boy, this is a jewel beetle. This is a red specked jewel beetle. This was captured by Yusuf al Habashi, and he is from Dubai. Here we go. Karen's like, yuck, yuck. This is slime mold. This was captured by Allison Pollock of California. Of course, this is the ant that we seen yesterday. This one here is um, a marine sensory motor cortex. This is a brain injury and in a transgenic mouse. Okay, this was captured by Dr. Andrea Tredschick of Ohio. I probably said her name wrong. This is a larva of plankton. This is kind of cute. I said this kind of looks like a cute alien. Um, I know you guys are like, okay, we've had enough. This is a marine snail, and they say it's a rasping tongue of a marine snail. I didn't know snails had tongues. All right, this one here is a midge larva collected from freshwater pond, captured by Carl Gaff, and this is he's in Ireland. Oh boy, this is the one I showed you yesterday with the fly under the tiger beetle. um, this is a recrystallized vitamin C. They do a lot of them here. The stinger of a small paper wasp. Okay. Oh boy, now that's a scary thought right there. That's a zebrafish. Embryo head at 72 hours after fertilization. And this is the embryonic hand of a Madagascar giant day gecko. So a gecko hand. All right. And oh boy, I think we're getting to the end here. This is a hibiscus flower and when it's pollinated. Now, this was a daddy longleg. We knew that one from yesterday. This is a leaf of dun grass. And I'm trying to get through these. Eyeshadow of cosmetic captured. This is eyeshadow. Ladies, that's what you put on your eyeballs to make you look pretty. Oh boy, this is liquid crystal mixture. Uh, oh, okay. All right. Oh, this is pretty. This looks like the 60s. It's a normal human colon. Oh, good grief. A dental drill bit studded with diamond chips. All right. And that's it, folks. Uh, so we've seen the bugs, we've seen the crystals, we've seen the stinger, we've seen the everything, even embryos and gecko hands. So, Karen, we're done with the bugs. Now, hopefully, Fox keeps it, just calms down and doesn't want to show us more bugs tomorrow. I think we're done with the bugs, Fox. All right, so we go on to the next one. Um, Doctors worry global helium shortage could impact availability of MRI appointments or raise the cost. Um, there is a helium shortage is sparking concerns across the medical community, and doctors around the countries have expressed worry of lack of helium. The coldest element on Earth could soon create problems for hospitals, and the need for the element for the MRIs, and that's magnetic re- resonance imaging. Now, I have to have one every 6 years for my MS, and they run about 3 grand, folks. Full set, up to even 6 to 9 grand. Um, so, can you imagine this doubling? Get your MRIs now. That's all I have to say. Um, they're putting out a big warning that uh, there is a global helium shortage. This is globally, so it's not just here in the States. And it sounds like they be cutting off helium supplies. And I couldn't find anything on it, but that's what I'm thinking. All right, Aurora, the Aurora Bora, the beautiful lights. They say it blasted a 250-mile hole in the ozone layer. Now, scientists have observing this isolated proton, and they watched as a 250-mile wide screen of the ozone layer was blasted. So let me
The word
show you guys this. Um, all right, here we go.
aurora conjures up heavenly light shows where plumes of color dance across the night sky, but that's just one kind of the phenomenon. Scientists just found that a less picturesque and awe-inspiring type was responsible for a 250-mile wide hole in the ozone layer. It's called an isolated proton aurora, and a team of international researchers were surprised to see such a large amount of ozone rapidly vanish beneath the one they were observing. The complex reason why had to do with charged particles from space and the release of nitrogen and hydrogen when they interact with a certain part of our ozone layer. Two important things to know. The ozone has multiple layers, and the 250-mile wide hole didn't happen in the one that's responsible for protecting life on Earth. And the damage to the layer that was affected is not believed to be permanent and should heal naturally. The researchers say the latest findings further our understanding of space weather and its potential impact on our atmosphere.
Okay. You know what if you guys didn't hear it, I did. It says the ozone layer is going to repair itself from this. Really? I thought it couldn't be repaired. Isn't that what the green people say? The Green Deal people that my hairspray, my Aquanet, is depleting the ozone layer and it can't be replaced. This is something that maybe we all need to look into. That is it just because of the solar issues and this um, aurora did it? Is it because of the way this happened that it's repairing itself, or have we been lied to all these years that we cannot replace the ozone layer? So, wow. I was really amazed. And when I heard that part of it, I was like, wait a minute now. Um, this ain't right. Um, let's see. Uh, I don't know. The CPAP recalls, folks. Now, this happened quite a few years ago. And, I was trying to keep an eye on it like the baby formula that just never gets to be fixed. Well, the CPAP, they've had recalls and they have not been able to um, um, uh, basically, um, well, have not been able to fix the device, is what they're saying. And this comes from the FDA. And they did the recall, they said, to for safety and medical devices, including positive airway pressure and the machines that these people do need to sleep. And when safety concerns arise, the FDA can require a recall or encourage the device manufacturer take action. So they did. And this was in June of 2021. Now, here we are in October 2022. And the company, Philips Responics, announced again that this is a voluntary recall of a million CPAP machines once again. The recall also included many of a bi-level positive airway pressure, the BiPAP. And so they say they are looking at types of devices that have been recalled, the CPAP devices, um, um, and the BiPAP devices and ventilators. Um, they said, now you're saying, okay, which models though? So here's the model. So if you guys, oh, good grief, there's a bunch. Dream Station. So, if you have any of these, get a hold of um, the company that you got it from and ask them if this recall is still on your machine. This is very important. Dream Station Go, Dream Station ASV, Dream Station STAVAPS, A Series BiPAP A30, A Series BiPAP Hybrid A30, A Series BiPAP A40, A Series BiPAP 430 Auto, C Series ST and AVAPs, Dorma 400, Dorma 500, E30, Omnilab Advanced, Rimstar SE, System 1 ASV4, System 1 Q Series, Garbin Plus Arius Life Vent, the Triology 100, Triology 200. In addition, some Triology Evo ventilators with certain serial numbers are part of the recall. So if you have one of these folks, um, um, I bet I'm going to go ahead and um, post it in the chat room, so everybody can go ahead and take a look at it. And if you have one of these machines, please contact them and who you bought it from, and make sure yours is safe. Uh, because if it's recalled, there's something seriously wrong, folks. All right. Um, and I done went over the Daryl Brooks trial. Um, and I suppose he's doing his closing right now. And so, oh, look who's here. No, we should be saying welcome back to you, Miss Mary. We've missed you. Um, and yeah, welcome back to Miss Mary. She's saying welcome back to us, but no, 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 or to you guys, our viewers. But it's we are very glad to see you this evening, Miss Mary. So he is doing his closing right now. He did forfeit his right um, um, to testify, and his mom. And I'll go over all that. And like I said, I'm going to spend the next couple days really digging deep and, digging and get you guys a really good crime story for this. And also maybe another one or two crime stories coming up that I was a part of. The Sacramento Vampire Killer. I've done the story before. And not only that, but there was a lady that lived just a couple blocks from me that had buried, she had elderly that she was taking care of in her home. She killed them, took over their paychecks, and buried them in her front yard. So I'm going to go over some of that. And I think you guys will kind of like these crime stories. So anyway, we're going to move on to, let's see, uh, the latest eclipse. And this is going to be the last one, I think, of this year of 2022. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to see it. It's only going to be visible tonight in Europe, Asia, and Africa. The partial solar eclipse, it will start around 5 a.m. It'll end about 9 a.m. So it's been there, done that, and happened. Uh, so um, that will be the last one, and we're going to start on the new year of new eclipses. Um, let's see if I got anything else. No, we're down to the funny list, and I know everybody is here for that. Now, I every once in a while like doing these weird laws because every state has them, and then some of them are I try to get different ones each time, and the weird laws of the United States. Um, you can't have two kids out of wedlock. We're at Mississippi. This was 2013, really. But yeah, that's a weird law. You can't come to a meeting in a costume. Well, I don't blame you there. This was in North Carolina. This was enacted in 1953. You can't eavesdrop. There you go. I like that one. That's in Oklahoma, and it was enacted in 1910. You can't be an astrologer. This is in Yemmel, Oregon, and they put it into effect in 1867. And why? They say the Salem witch trials got them to do this. All right. You can't kill anything on Sundays besides raccoons. Say what? Poor little raccoon. This is in Virginia. This was enacted in 1950. You can't kill Bigfoot. Well, no, because you can't get close enough. All these people has got phones and they can't even get a good selfie with Bigfoot. This was in Skamana County, Washington, in 1969. You can't ski while under the influence. Well, that's not a good idea. Yeah. And that's in Wyoming, and this was enacted in 2011. No, don't drink and ski. You might run into other skiers, and you're swerving down boy, I tell you, and then you won't feel the cold. You get hyperthermia that way. You can't steal crawfish. Ooh, crawfish. This is in Louisiana. It was enacted in 2011. You can't swear in public. This was in Rockville, Maryland, and they enacted it in 2017. You can't eat fried chicken with a fork and a knife. That sounds like Arkansas. No, it was Gainesville, Florida, Georgia. Gainesville, Georgia, 1961. Adults can't wear masks in public. Boy, where were they during the pandemic? This is in Florida in 2011. Well, I bet you they put that aside during the pandemic. You can't whisper in church. Shh. Nope. This is in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, 1974. Yep. And see, grandma don't want to hear that with little kids, even the shh. You can't set off stink bombs. Uh-oh, where's this at? South Carolina, and they say some other states. This was enacted in 2012. You can't walk down the street if you're ugly. Oh boy, put a bag over your head. You ought to see it. Yeah, this guy's got, I got to show that to you. You can't walk down the street if you're ugly. Oh boy. So this guy's got a bag over his head. Where at? San Francisco, California in 1867. I know a lot of really fugly people in California. I met quite a few. Ooh, yeah. Some of them stink like Hillary. Um, you can't honk your horn next to a Subway shop after 9 p.m. And this is in Arkansas. Really? They gave us that one? You can't? I'm going to go honk next to Subway at 9 o'clock and see what happens. This was enacted in 1961. We always get the stupid ones. You can't, Karen, you can't drive blindfolded. This is in Alabama, only in Alabama. Yeah, I guess you could do it there in where you live in Pennsylvania. But you can't drive blindfolded in Alabama. This was enacted in 1980. You can't let your donkey sleep in the bathtub. Okay, now who does that? Arizona, enacted in 1924. Oh boy. You can't keep a couch on your porch. Um, they say this is in Colorado in 2002, because they say that the students there were putting all their couches outside, and then they would destroy these apartments, and then they would leave and leave the couch on the porch. So you can't do it. No, you can't do it. If a pickle doesn't bounce, you can't sell it. This was in Connecticut in 1948. Mm. Well, I wonder if Lassics bounce. Do pickles bounce? Who's ever heard of pimples, pickles bouncing? I'm gonna have to go find out. I'm gonna go open up my pickle jars and see if my pickles bounce. How many of your dogs like pickles? Mine does. I did it as a joke, and she ate it, and she liked it. Now every time I get in my pickles, she wants one. I wonder if she catch it if it bounce. Um, you're having an autocorrect day. Oh, well, just leave it. Everybody does typos, Mary. See right there. Uh, uh, Bit you can get a donkey in a bathtub. Yeah. Wow. All right. So you can't put a coin in your ear. Where's that at? Hawaii, and it was enacted in 1900. Boy, these are good. Underage culinary students can drink, sort of. This was in Illinois in 2012. Um, they say that, as long as they spit it out instead of actually drinking it, you can sip and spit law. Okay, so that ain't even drinking it. You can't ride a horse faster than 10 miles an hour. Okay, this is in Indianapolis, Indiana, enacted in 1975. You can't marry the same man 4 times. This is in Kentucky, and they don't even know when it was put in effect. It's so old, but you can't marry the same guy 4 times. All right, 3, and then just skip to 5. Just kind of date and then go to the 5th one. All right, you can't surprise someone with pizza. Oh, this is in Louisiana in 1999. All right. You can't park in front of Dunkin' Donuts. Why not? Mary, I'm going to get upset because I'm going to park in front of it and eat my donuts. This is in South Berwick, Maine, and it's unknown when they put this one in. You can't tell fortunes without a license. This is in Massachusetts. This was put into effect in 1983. You can't serve margarine without consent. This is in Wisconsin in 1895. Did you guys know that Wisconsin, I believe, has eggnog year round? And they have cheese pops. I think that's what it's called. And they pop and snap when you eat them. I had a friend. I told her to send me some. I never was able to get them, but they do have eggnog year round in Wisconsin. All right. You can't sell a car on Sunday. This is in Michigan, and it was enacted in 1953. You can't have muddy tires. Oh boy, I'm going to cough. This is in Minnesota, and it's unknown. Um, you can't wrestle a bear. This is in Missouri in the year 2000. Um, you can't keep a pet rat. Where's this one at? This is in Billings, Montana. And they said you can't buy or sell a rat unless for the purpose of feeding a reptile or bird. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's allergies, folks. All right, we're on the last one, and you can't sit on the sidewalk. This is in Reno, Nevada in 1995. Okay, that is it because, oh boy, I'm really having a hard time cough. So, so anyway, subscribe and hit the like button and share and hit that bell. Um, and over on Facebook, hit your follow and your like. And come on back in about 20 minutes for the World News Show. Boy, my throat's itching. Um, and I'll quit coughing by then. So we totally appreciate you guys' support and the new hours are doing as well. I'm drinking. So and like I said, I'm going to try to spend the next few days on this criminal trial and bring you guys a really good report up. So with that, folks, you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. And tomorrow will be the World War III show. And I'll have William on. So come on back in about 15 minutes and we'll do world news. And boy, I got a lot of it. So with that, I thank you much for watching and please share, even though I had to end up coughing. So, but I try not to go 45 minutes, but you know, with some of these funny list is really something. So, all right. And it's popular. So we will see you all in a few minutes. If not, we'll see you tomorrow at the same time for the weather and lifestyle news. So take it easy, folks. God bless. And we'll see you soon.